than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes. Call me aggressive with my...
Alright, Joe, what's up? It's Sage Swag here on my first What If. Today we're doing What If Naruto was half Senju and half Uchiha. Let's get into it. Alright, this is gonna start where the Sage of Six Paths is splitting, it becomes a 10 tails Jinchuriki. So instead of splitting the 10 tails into 9 different beasts, he just keeps them all inside of him, and when he dies, um the 10 tails escapes, and he hides into solitary, and then well and then a lot of years later, he comes out of solitary because he was trying to hide, but he senses two powerful ninja fighting, and he realized none of them are for like like super strong chakra natures or anything. They're regular humans, so he wants to see who they are and wants to challenge them. And then once he sees them fighting, he sees it's Hashiramu and Madara, and the fight's going the same as canon. Like, it's the same reason they're fighting, because Madara believes that the Senjus are gonna stay the Hokages forever, and those Uchihas won't get a chance, which he was right about. But anyway, so he can't summon the 9 tails, so the fight's kind of like more even. Off Hashirama was actually winning, but then the 10 tails challenges them both. Was just not even challenges them, starts attacking trying to attack the village or whatnot, and Madara and Hashirama put down their differences and just tries to fight this beast off, and somehow they Hashirama um happens to trap him with his whistle, and he puts a seal on him, and he locks him up inside Madara. All right, and let's do a time skip real quick. 10 years, and then Hashirama has a son named Kane. No, nobody in particular, just a random girl. His wife wasn't thinking to the kid of the 9 tails because impossible. But and Madara also has a kid, but it was interesting. He was on a mission, because Madara and Hashirama, they don't end up killing each other. Well, Hashirama doesn't end up killing Madara, because after that fight, um, Hashirama gave him the power of the 10 tails Jinchuriki and kept it in the Uchiha clan. So he's pretty excited about that and says that's a big responsibility. So put down the differences for a minute, and Madara is one of the top ninjas, super close friend of the Hokage. Kind of how Shikamaru is to Naruto and Barto. Um, but anyway, Madara was on a mission, and he was in the Whirlpool village, and he had a thing going on with a random girl, and they had a son. Madara doesn't know about this son though, um, and his son name is gonna be Fang, and a little bit another time skip. Fang decides to move his family to the Hidden Leaf Village. He has a wife, and a soon to be daughter. Well, coming on the way, and this daughter is born inside the Hidden Leaf Village, and her name is Kushina Uzumaki. Because I mean not Kane, Fang, which is Madara's son, doesn't know he's a Uchiha. He thinks he's full blooded Uzumaki. Um, but anyway, Kushina is born, and then Kane, which is Hashirama's son, has a son named Minato Senju. Minato over the years, um, just as in canon, he will protect everything with Kushina will stay the same, but he gets a nickname called the Wooden Cheetah for his quick abilities, how fast he is on his feet, and he also knows how to do wood style jutsus, which is pretty amazing. That's because he gets that from being a Senju, and Kushina does not have a she's not a Jinchuriki. We all know that. And Madara is still alive, because I'm gonna say, just for sake, the 10 tails gives him an extra life. So then again, there, uh, Kushina and Minato are about, let's say, in their 20s, 30s. Um, and then 4 months later, Minato is named the fourth Hokage of the Hidden Leaf Village. And the Uchiha's clan is kind of mad because Senju's another Uchiha, another Hokage, because two Senjus were already the Hokage, then a Senju student, then another Senju. But anyway, um, and then the same day, Kushina announces that she's pregnant, and that pregnancy, like, it's announced to the whole village because she's not a Jinchuriki, so her pregnancy still won't get that weak. So well, it won't get weak at all because nothing inside of her besides Naruto. And so on October 10th, the son of the fourth Hokage is born. Um, the same exact time, like it had the same time he's born, Madara is fighting some very elite ninja. He doesn't actually know who they are. They're just some random ninja that he's fighting. Oh, so he thinks. And he actually gets a kunai stuck in his chest, and the kunai had a seal, and he's just stuck in place. And then they slowly take out the ten tails from out of him, and well, as this is happening, Madara ends up dying, and Madara so Madara is dead, and the Ten Tails is finna attack the village just like the Nine Tail does, but instead the fourth Kage goes fights him just like he did the Nine Tails, and since he knows wood style, it was pretty good, and um he was able to seal the Ten Tails into a beast. I mean the Ten Tails into a human, and the only human that was born on that day or was Naruto Senju. Um and by him being born, the only baby, the fourth Hokage, Minato, didn't want to put the whole ten tails because he probably thought he would have died from it, but the ten tails and the baby, his son. So he used a Reaper Death Seal and sacrificed his life to put half of the beast inside of him. And Kushina is still alive, but the Uchiha clan is pissed because they lost the ten tails, and now the ten tails belongs to, well, they actually don't know that the ten tails belongs to a Senju. No one knows Naruto is a Uzumaki. I mean, is a Jinchuriki at all. They just think he's a Senju. So they're still pretty pissed about losing that. And some people think that the Uchiha started the attack against the village and to kill the fourth Hokage. Alright, another time skip to when Naruto is 5 years old. He's beloved by the whole village. No one knows he's in Jinchuriki because what's called, no, everybody thinks the ten tails is dead. Um, But anyway, Naruto looks like he has white hair, and people question that, like, oh, why does the son of the fourth Hokage, who had all black hair, has white hair? And the answer to that is the ten tails, but no one knows that. So people just assume that since the second Hokage had white hair and he was a Senju, that maybe that's just something that the Senjus have, and it's like something that that what's it called, Minato just didn't have, and they just think it comes from the Senju. But the real reason was because he's a Tento Jinchuriki. But his skin isn't as pale, like not side type pale or like moderate type pale when they look the Jinchuriki. It's like just Sasuke type pale, I guess, because he doesn't have the full thing inside of him, the full Tentos. But he is learning pretty fast, like jutsus and everything. He already has mastery. Well, not mastery. He knows all four of the nature types since the well, he has mastery over them because the ten tails gives him mastery, but he's still learning jutsus and stuff. Like, but he already knows four jutsus, one of every nature type at the age of 5. This being water style, water bullet, and he also knows the Uchiha style, fireball. And I learned this just seeing Uchiha do it, doing it. It was a little fight, like basically like the tuning exams, and he see that happening, and then he just tried it himself, and he was able to do it. He also knows lightning style, lightning sword, as well as earth style, mud wall. He also knows how to tree walk, water walk, shadow clone, and the basic transformation jutsu. He does not learn sexy transformation, not yet. He might learn in the future. I'm thinking about it. But he's also very smart. I would say Shikamaru Shippuden smart. Yeah, at the age of 5. Um, but he want to graduate because Sasuke and him have like a close friendship, right? And then he just doesn't want to leave Sasuke behind. Another time skip to when he was 9. Naruto was walking home when some cloud ninja, it was a cake meeting at the Elite Village, and some cloud ninja were just playing around. It tripped him, and then Naruto went to concussion. I mean, a concussion for like a week or so. But while he was in that concussion, he also entered his conscience, and there he meets the Ten Tails, and the Ten Tails and Madara, they were super close friends. So the Ten Tails is kind of pissed that his friend died or whatnot. But when Naruto goes into the goes into his conscious, what's it called? It reminds the Ten Tails of it reminds the Ten Tails of Madara basically, and with Scar. So him sensing that, um, the Ten Tails thinks, hmm, why do I sense some of Madara's chakra inside of this kid? Doesn't make any sense at all. Madara didn't have any kids, barely even had sexual encounters. Besides that one Uzumaki, yeah, that one in the Whirlpool Village. And then what's it called? He asks his Naruto, what's his name? Or what's your name? And then what's it called? Naruto says, my name's Naruto. Naruto Senju. Uh, I'm also part Uzumaki. And then the Tentacle thinks to himself, Uzumaki. He did get a Uzumaki pregnant. Could this be his son? No, no way. That's impossible. He's way too young. He's way too young. Maybe a grandchild. Yeah, that adds up. The Tentels and Naruto spend a whole week together and become somewhat friends. And Naruto as well weakens his seal a little bit to talk to him more. And we're gonna skip another time skip to around 12. Graduation exams. Naruto creates 20 clones just showing out because no matter what, him and Sasuke are gonna both be Guineas. And the Uchiha, I want to state this: the Uchiha massacre still happens, but Sasuke had Naruto like to push him up and whatnot, and Kushina said that she'll take Sasuke in and whatnot. So Sasuke's like sparred between Naruto and knows his real power. Not even his real power, just like that he could probably be a high level Guinea by now. That's what Sasuke thinks, but Naruto's way stronger than that. He actually these are some of his main jutsus, not like nothing too big, but like just some of the stuff he knows. The flying Rishigan, which is Minato's, when he throws a kunai and then can teleport to it. He also knows water style, water dragon. Same move that Kakashi did at the Land of Waves arc with Zabuza. But anyway, he also knows one wood style move. His wood style comes from he knows Senju wood and regular wood style because he's a Senju and the Ten Tails gives him wood style. It's a Genkai from the Ten Tails. But anyway, so he knows tree wall barrier, basically mud wall, but just with trees instead. Um, he also knows Earth Style Earth Coffin, which is a jutsu he made. It's basically like Gaara's Sand Coffin, but it's with Earth instead. A little bit weaker than Sand Coffin. He also knows Fire Style Dragon Breath. And he's trying to learn how to enhance that. It's basically the strongest fireball, but he's trying to learn how to do Uchiha style, make his own fireball, Uchiha style, Dragon Breath. But he's still learning how to do that. He also knows the Rasengan and the Chidori, and he likes to mix them up, like one in one hand and the other. He also has the Rinning Shurigan, which is that same one that Ash supposed to have a picture in the video like right about now, but it's the same one that what's her name? I forgot her name, but she had it on her forehead. It was Utsukoski or something. When she had it on her forehead at the end of Naruto. It'll be an image up there, so you'll see. He's also as fast as Two Gates guy is probably how fast he is with no weights. Um, but anyway, let's go back to the graduation day. The teams were announced, same as canon, because Naruto was acting stupid, super dumb or whatnot. So he still has the worst scores. But Kakashi shows up late as usual. Um, but Naruto really doesn't like care, so he doesn't prank him. He's basically sleep. He's just sleeping like, oh, when is this guy gonna show up? It's basically Naruto's thinking. So Kakashi gets there and thinks, the son of the fourth Hokage, my teacher. Such a disappointment. And then then he says, chop chop. And then Naruto wakes up and says, come to the rooftop. We have something to discuss. And then Kakashi asks, just as in canon, what are your goals? Naruto says, I want to be a Hokage, just like my dad, the fourth Hokage. Believe it. And then, what's it called? Kakashi thinks to himself, probably won't happen, kid. And then, what's it called? Sakura says the same thing. Mm, I like one boy, and I want to be a great Kunoichiha for Sasuke, and then like blushes a little bit, and then Sasuke says something else. He says, "I want to be a great ninja, maybe even the Hokage one day. Who knows? But one thing I do know is that I want to restore my clan. Somebody who I really hate is E. Never mind. It doesn't even matter. He'll be dead in a few years." And Kakashi thinks to himself, kind of what I expected, as he says in canon. But he also says, "Don't eat breakfast, meet me at the training grounds, or you'll puke." And then skip the next day. Naruto places seals so he can teleport all over the training ground. And a few minutes later, Kakashi arrives and says the same thing as a canon. Take these two bells. The one who doesn't take it will not pass. And Sasuke says out loud, like, while Sakura is right there on some like what's it called, hexamine stuff. He just says, "Well, Naruto, you know that me and you have to pass, right? Sakura's a horrible ninja. There's no point in letting her pass. She should just go back to the academy." And then Sakura says, "What do you mean I'm a horrible ninja, Sasuke?" And then what's it called? Um, Sasuke says, "You probably couldn't even beat me. You probably couldn't even beat Naruto." And then what's it called? Sakura thinking Naruto's pretty sus. Saki says, "You know what? I could probably beat a Joni." And then rushes at Kakashi, and Kakashi just like smacks her around, boom, boom, boom. And then what's it called? Um, Sasuke and Naruto are hiding, and Naruto summons a wood clone, and then to go fight Kakashi. And Kakashi thinks he tied Naruto up, like just as in canon with that net, but it doesn't actually happen. And Naruto says, "Earth style, Earth coffin." Then follows it up with a fire style, dragon breath. Then body flickers behind Kakashi, kicks him in the side, and says water style, water prison. And then he shouts at Sasuke, "Sasuke, use lightning triplets." And then Sasuke says lightning style, lightning triplets, and throws three lightning balls at Kakashi. While he's in the water prison, and it just electrocutes him, and then the shadow clone disappears. Kakashi jumps off the bush and says, "That was 5% of my power." My real power, you guys don't stand a chance. And there was Kakashi thinks to himself, the kid with the lowest score somehow beat 75% of my power, basically by himself. Impressive. Maybe you do have a chance to become the Hokage one day. And then he brings out his Shuriken, and Naruto says to Sasuke, "Don't worry, his friend gave it to him or something. My mother told me about this." And then what's it called? Sasuke says, "I don't care. What is he up my clan eyes? It's not fair." And then what's it called? Naruto says, "Don't get mad right now. We have to hide." And Kakashi here, and I'm talking about hiding. Kakashi says, "How are you gonna do that? I won't lose track of you." And then Naruto says, "Huh? You bet." And then Naruto says, "What style? What my bad. What style? World of Trees walls." And then he activates his Rinne Shuriken, and his body flickers right behind Kakashi, spamming taijutsu moves, just as Rock Lee did to Gara, boom, 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 a whole bunch of kicks and whatnot. And then he says, what's it called? He used one of his genjutsu that he made. He calls it um repeat. It's like a genjutsu he knows, and the genjutsu basically puts him in like a trance or whatnot. And I've seen his own death. It literally shows them how they're gonna die, and just repeats the user says release or the user dies. But anyway, um, Naruto takes the bells and also makes a shadow clone of the bell and gives it to Sakura, and then he releases Kakashi and says, "Look, we have all of the bells, don't we, Sensei?" And then Kakashi says, "Well, I guess you do." I hate to say it, but you guys all pass. And then Sakura comes up and says, "Sasuke, do you want to go out for ramen?" And then what's it called? Sasuke says, "No, I don't want to go somewhere with you." And then I I want to state this too. Naruto doesn't like Sakura as much. He's more into because he knows that Sakura like Sasuke and he bullies Sasuke about it and says, you should date Sakura. That's the only person who actually likes you. Just playing around with Sakura, but he really likes Ino the most. I just want to state that. That's why he doesn't really like do what he did in canon and take over his body or whatnot or anything like that. But anyway, that's it for this video. And if you liked, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. Peace. It's been the Sage of Swag, and I'm out.